Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So I was on the internet recently, earlier today, and was kind of looking up some YouTube related things, YouTube channel related things. And I came across a website that had the title of 20 questions that people with a YouTube channel should answer. And so this video is basically going to be me going through the 20 questions, trying to answer them as much as I can. This is probably going to be a video that'll be more rambling and me kind of talking about myself than me actually talking about games or showing off a game, which is what I normally do in videos. And so I'm going to be probably putting the questions up on the screen and kind of jumping back and forth from the screen to me, big screen or whatnot, and answering the questions that's on this page. So let's go ahead and get started, since I feel like this is going to be a pretty long video. So I'll throw this up here. This is the page that I found, list of new YouTuber tag questions. And then it just says, here's a list of new YouTuber tag questions, have fun answering them. And so there are 20 of them. I'm just gonna go through them one at a time. So the first two, I've kind of looked through a little bit of these. I took a quick second to just peruse the questions to see if they were kind of legit or not. But the first one is, what is your name and the name of your channel? And then I'm going to answer, what does the name of your channel mean? So number 1 and 2, my name is Andrew Davidson. The name of my channel is called As Per My Ability. The name, what does it mean? It doesn't really mean anything. It comes from a nebulous kind of origin, meaning I have no clue. I heard someone somewhere, either in person or on a video I was watching, say something along the lines of doing something in the game and saying, as per my ability. And so it stuck with me somewhere, obviously, and because I started playing games with some friends of mine kind of on a nightly basis, and we became somewhat close. And it was something that I kind of said as kind of a jackass thing to say. We play a lot of asymmetrical games or variable player power games, which basically games where I get to do something that nobody else can do. So for example, when I draw a card, I get to draw 4 cards. Or when I score a point, I score double the points. And no one else can do that but me. And so it would be an ability. And so I kind of started using it in a snarky attitude, just playing friendly, cooperative, or competitively / friendly with my friends, saying, I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to draw 4 cards as per my ability. And it kind of caught on. My friends would say it back to me and stuff like that to tease me. As per my ability, I kill all your troops, and because I have an ability. And so as it developed, I was kind of saying, like, I really like it, as per my ability, APMA. And my best friend Shanine and I, a long time ago, over a year now, we wanted to start a podcast of some sort. And I had always been like throwing around the idea of as per my ability podcast, APMAP or APMA podcast or something like that. And so that actually didn't happen. Obviously, the podcast for As Per My Ability, on a side note, is still something that I want to have as a part of the whole As Per My Ability brand. But due to the pandemic that's going on in 2020, when I'm recording, at the time of recording this, the podcast with me and my co-hosts, it's basically just, it's not happening right now. It's been put on hold, just like a lot of things in the world right now. So podcast is still a thing. So I did the YouTube channel. I had it named something else originally and was like, no, I want to just name everything the same. So my blog, my channel, like the podcast, it's all just going to kind of have a brand sort of thing. So As Per My Ability is the name of the channel, and that's kind of where it comes from. It comes from something that I say kind of snarky in my own gaming life. So we'll go through a couple more questions here. On to number 3, where are you from? I currently live in North Dakota, which is in the Midwest in America. I've lived here for many, many years. I live in a town in North Dakota. I live by myself. I have 2 cats. I guess that's probably more than what that question wants. Number 4, why did you start a YouTube channel? Well, I kind of answered this one already. It spawned from wanting to start a podcast with Shanine, who is someone that you've probably seen on my channel and will continue to see more of on my channel years ago. And so because the podcast was something that I was kind of relying on getting equipment and finding out how to do it and getting people that were interested. Shanine was obviously interested and stuff like that. I was like, well, I'm going to create a YouTube channel in kind of supplication of my time and just record little things on my phone, set up a phone, bought a little bit of lighting and some cheap lighting and stuff, and just started a podcast or a YouTube channel. So I started a YouTube channel because I was like, well, we can't really do the podcast right now. Scheduling is difficult. My hours are difficult, but I can record videos kind of on my own at 3 o'clock in the morning, just set up a little bit of lighting and grab a game and talk about games. And so that's why the YouTube channel came about. Back into the questions. What will your channel be about? What is the channel about? As per my ability, is about board games, tabletop games. So the board gaming hobby. And it's going to be more specifically about things, questions, and ideas revolving around games. And so if you watch my intro video, I kind of talk about this. The channel is really kind of split between me just talking about games because I like talking about games, and maybe people that subscribe or watch the video will see a game that they go, that looks kind of cool, or that looks fun, and they'll get into it. That would be awesome. The other half of it is kind of more of a, what you would call maybe a philosophical talk about games, talking with other people. The podcast is definitely going to have like subject matters. It's not just going to be a, hey, check in, this game is good, this game is bad, what have we been playing? It's not just that, but it's going to be talking about inclusivity in games, gender roles in games, ethics, how games cause us, to grow as a person, sharing stories from our own lives about these kind of subjects and stuff like that. So the channel is really about just kind of games in general, but more specifically, I do want it to get into talking more kind of abstractly about what games, the implications, social, personal implications that games can have in people's lives and community, whatever. Who's your target audience? Number 6. Gamers, I guess, because I do talk a lot about game theory, and I talk about games. So gamers are probably my target audience. However, I absolutely love it when someone gets into my channel or says they saw a video, or like I said, it would be great if they saw a video of a game and they're, I somehow knew, like if it was a friend of mine or a friend of a friend or a coworker or something that was like, yeah, I saw that on your channel and I went and picked it up. And now my family and I, like, we play it, or I play it with my best friend or my boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, that would be great. And so the target audience, I guess I should say, is gamers, but it'd be great if some non-gamers kind of stumbled upon the channel and found something cool on it that they can kind of take away and go, oh, that's a good game. That looks cool. Open up the box and, oh, that looks pretty cool. What do you hope to achieve with your channel? Pretty much just kind of covered it. Hoping to achieve people just coming along and getting into the hobby, finding out new games, finding that there is really more to life than life, or Monopoly, or Clue, or Scrabble, or Apples to Apples, or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong if that's the games that you play, but those are the games that you play. They have been around for a long time. They've stood the stand of time. The number one most recognized game in the entire world is Monopoly. I believe number 2 is Clue. And there's some games of those that I play that would be considered those old classic board games. Risk is one that I could still be talked into playing, a game of Risk, and stuff like that. So just wanting people to know that there's kind of more out there. And then for the gamers, people that do kind of play a little bit games here and there, they can have or have some content on some more philosophical kind of things about these games and what they mean to us. So that's what I hope to achieve. My top 3 favorite YouTube. I assume that means YouTube channels. So I'm just going to go with that just for ease. My top 3, obviously I was inspired, which I'm kind of answering the next one. I was inspired a lot, and I am continued to be inspired daily by the Dice Tower, which is another brand. It's one guy, but it's essentially a whole bunch of people contributing, which is kind of how I want to model as per my ability. And so that's one. It's the Dice Tower down in Florida here in the States. Another one is Shut Up and Sit Down, because I like their videos. They kind of edit in a lot of kind of humor when they talk about games, and they put a lot of work into their videos. Another one that I enjoy is called Man versus Meeple. And that's more of kind of guys sitting with couches, like maybe a talk show set, and kind of talking about games that are coming up. They're kind of a review channel where they talk about games coming up and review them, tell the audience how the game works, how it flows, what they like about it, what they didn't like about it. The one of the hosts, I forget his name, I think it's Jeremy. I really like him, just his voice, he's very smooth. I like his style. And so those are 3 of a few that I really liked. Who inspired you to start a channel? Well, it's a combination, as I've already said, of Tom Basil from the Dice Tower, and who basically brought up the whole framework of how I want, as per my ability, to kind of look. And my best friend, Shanine, with the podcast, and kind of talking about it and morphing it into a YouTube channel. If you could collab with anyone right now, who would it be? I guess I would say Tom Basil. It would be great to be on his show, or have him on my channel, I should say, and just get some exposure. And I've never met the guy. I have some gamer friends that say they have met him or seen him from a distance. Apparently he's really tall and whatnot, but it would be cool just to kind of to collaborate with him, shake his hand, say it's awesome what you've done for the board gaming community. Number 2 would be maybe Will Wheaton. Collaborate with him, just because like he's a celebrity. That would be great to have that kind of exposure. 3 reasons anyone should subscribe to your channel. I've kind of gone over these already. If they're interested in board games and they don't really know a whole lot about them, that's one reason. Another reason, if you are interested in board games and just want to hear someone else talk about games that you either know about or don't know about, that's another one. Or if you're interested in kind of games, talking about like philosophical ideas about games and game theory and how these theories kind of work and apply to our lives, those would be the 3 reasons someone would subscribe, I guess. Which channel already on YouTube will yours most likely be likely? I think it means most likely be like. I'm going to move through that one because I've already said the Dice Tower is how mine is essentially going to try to be, and only because I want to have different collaborators, or what they call like contributors. I don't ever see, as per my ability, being a review type thing. That might slip out, and I might say, I love this game, I don't like this game, but I don't want it to just be based on like the framework of this podcast or this YouTube channel is to just say review. This game is good, this one's bad, or whatever. So I don't want to be the Dice Tower in that aspect, but I do want to be the Dice Tower. I can't talk. In the sense of having it be more than just me, having some contributors, having some regular faces that you'll see on the channel. What is your favorite thing about the YouTube community? I honestly don't know. I, at the time of recording this, have just hit double-digit subscribers, so I really am not in the community. So we'll see. Your favorite thing about the YouTube community? I'm going to kind of skip over some of these. What do you think you could bring to the YouTube community that isn't already there? Well, kind of, again, already talked about this one a little bit. So I'll hit it again. Some more kind of abstract philosophical conversations about games, the social implications, the moral implications of why we play games. Yeah, we play for fun. We play because maybe we are addicted to the hobby. We play for entertainment. We play for a social aspect. We play to kill time. But there's also, we play, and as we play, we kind of grow and we learn more about each other. We learn more about ourselves. We may learn more about the world we live in, just depends. So those are the kinds of things that I want to bring to the community that perhaps isn't already there. I know that there's little snippets that I've seen of people that talk more abstractly about games and not directly of this is how it works, like how to play, walkthroughs, reviews, stuff like that. But I don't know if there's a really a lot of just straightforward videos or podcasts and stuff about it. 3 things we should know about you. 3 things. I started talking about myself at the beginning. So yeah, I should have. Well, one thing is I have 2 cats. One cat is the older one is named Desiree, and the kind of younger, newer cat is named Dixit, which is a French word named after the card game Dixit. And so they're both girls. That's one thing. Number 2 is I actually, not at the moment, at the time of filming this, but at some point in my life, I actually was quite good with the yo-yo. I could do some tricks. I still have some like professional yo-yos, like not the cheapo $3 ones or $10 ones, but ones that actually put in some pretty good money into buying. I still have some of those around, and I could do some pretty cool tricks, a couple of them, or whatever. So that's the second thing you know about me. Third thing that you should know about me, outside of obviously just games, I'm very musical. I play the guitar. I try to sing. I don't claim to be a singer at all. So I'm very musical, talented, and I write a lot as well. And so I am a published author, although I don't consider myself a writer. I do dabble in writing and short stories, and I do love short stories. So I guess that's kind of 4 things, whatever. It's my video. Let's just do whatever. We're at the end anyways. What is the hardest thing that will be about becoming a YouTuber? Technology, and probably time. Like I said, I work really crazy hours, and some of those hours can be kind of long and exhausting. And so just finding the time to do the YouTube thing, and then also just the availability of resources technology-wise, microphones and editing and things like that, and learning how to do all this stuff. It's been a slow process for me. Let's see where we're at. What do you think the most rewarding thing will be? I guess I've already said it. A rewarding thing, which would for me would be someone that I don't really necessarily know. That's like, I stumbled on your channel and I liked the video you did about something. It made me go out and buy that, or I stumbled on your channel. Just maybe a little bit of like recognition. I know that sounds super egotistical or narcissistic or whatever, or maybe neurotic is the word I'm thinking of. But I think everyone deep down kind of wants their little bit of hard work to kind of pay off. And I think it would really make me smile. So one thing that happened to me kind of recently is someone here in town reached out to me. They kind of saw me doing videos, saw my YouTube, saw that I kind of had something to say about board games. Then a lot of people that play games, but they don't really sit around and talk about games a lot, and invited me to kind of do a couple of presentations at his convention, like a board game convention. I got to pick my topics, but I did not know this person. He was a total stranger to me, just someone that through social media and YouTube and things like that just saw me and reached out and was like, hey, you seem like you could do like a panel, and looking for people that would do panels on board games, and you obviously like talking about it and seem to know your crap. So that was something that was very rewarding to me. But yeah, moving forward in the future, just hearing that people saw a video and was really inspired, or went out and purchased a game because they were like, yeah, I didn't know that game was around until, I saw your play this, not that game or video. I mean, last two, do you see yourself being on YouTube for a long time? I don't know really what is a long time. I see myself being around for some years. Yes, I'd like to keep pushing forward and moving forward with the As Per My Ability brand and my co-hosts, and getting some contributors, and continue talking about games and writing blogs and doing all that stuff, getting the podcast started whenever the world will let us get started. But do I see doing this for the next 10, 20 years of my life? I honestly don't know. So depends on long time. I'm going to go with yes, because long time could be like the next 2 to 5 years. So yes, but I don't know about like 20 to 30 years. No. Do you have any tips or advice for other who are just starting a YouTube channel? That's the last one, so I'll just switch over. Honestly, I don't. I'm the one that is getting started, to be in all honesty with everybody. So tips, not really. I can just think of things that I've been going through, so to speak. And I've already mentioned some of it already, and that's find a lot of resources, find programs you can use to edit, that are easy, maybe something that's free, make your videos kind of look good. Always try to just kind of make them look a little better. To get personal, I do watch a lot of YouTube that's not gaming related, and there's a lot of people that have their phones, they're just out walking, and they just have their phones and whatnot, and they just kind of ramble. Now, granted, I'm rambling in this video, I get that. But for the most part, I try to keep the videos somewhat on topic and structure them of like this, and then we're going to be done. Kind of like how a teacher would teach a class and kind of have an itinerary or syllabus or something. Try to do the same with your videos. So that would be something that I would recommend, because I see a lot of videos where it's really just a lot of like rambling. It doesn't really look that great. And so find the equipment, learn it, take the time to figure out the technical aspect, which is where I'm at right now. I'm still learning all the technical stuff and all the recording stuff and all that. And then also just kind of like work on your videos. I know a lot of YouTubers their whole format is they just pop on, I'm shooting just a quick video about blah, 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 and such, talking about my life and da, da, da. And that's kind of their thing. That's their format. That's great. But if your format is not really going to be like that, if you want it to look nice and the camera to be set up and things to be framed and throw a little bit of light on you or something, make your video have kind of a point, I guess. So I don't know. I kind of got into just me complaining a little bit there. But that was the last one for this question and answer type video. I might do another one if I come across some videos or some pages that have some other questions that like YouTubers can kind of do for Q&As and stuff. So this might be just part one of who knows what. If anyone has any questions, they can leave comments. I can add those into the next video. If anyone wants to kind of communicate with me, As Per My Ability is a page on Facebook. You can communicate here on YouTube and things like that. So obviously it's great seeing you guys all. We got this pandemic thing going on right now, so it'll be interesting to look back and like a year from now or so and see me sitting here just in my my house, like making this video. Anyways, that's all I really have to say. I'm not really sure how to end these kind of videos, so I'm just gonna wave and say thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you guys at the next video.